Right, so just left the gym. What a beautiful day it is today. It's very early January. It's chilly, it's cold, it's crisp, and it's beautiful. But is this country anymore? That's the big question, isn't it? Everyone's going to go, oh my God, I can't believe he's talking about the country going down a pain. But if you've had your head in a bucket for the last, probably best part of 14 years, you would probably have noticed, especially after lockdowns, how much worse this country is to live in, or just how nothing really works here anymore. And obviously New Year's are times where you think about where your life's going and all that sort of stuff. And it's important to do that, because if you don't, you're just going to keep on fluttering through life, and before you know it, you'll be sat in your chair, drawing your little pension down, wondering what the hell bloody happened. And it makes, especially the fact that Emily and I have just had a baby. And let's just very quickly tell you, we had a baby in March, which is probably why I haven't posted on here very much. But I'm sort of getting my time back now. I mean, look, I've just left the gym, for God's sake. I mean, it's quite difficult just to go to the gym when you've got a little kid running about. He's 9 months now. He is the best thing that's ever happened to Emily and I. I remember when we were waiting for him to come along, kind of thing. It was like, oh God, I'm not going to have the time to do this anymore or that anymore. It doesn't matter, because you just want to do so much with him and stuff. So yeah, when you're worrying about whether to have kids or not, basically just being selfish. Sounds awful, but well, I think so. It's my opinion. This channel's my opinion. If you don't like it, comment below. But yeah, I've loved having Ted about. It's absolutely brilliant, and I'm just looking forward to what he's going to do every little day now. It's so funny. He's got a real sense of humour. He sits there grinning with his little teeth sticking out. Oh, he's just brilliant. But anyway, Ted coming along has kind of made Emily and I think quite long and hard about what are we going to do, because Ted's kind of like the wrong sex, and let's face it, currently he's the wrong bloody colour as well to get anywhere really that far in this country, or at least not just be constantly told that he's at the bottom of the pile, that he's got some sort of perceived privilege just because of the identity of his skin colour and all that. And I want Ted to live in a society where skin colour just isn't a thing. It doesn't matter. And that you are rewarded on what you do, how hard you work, and how nicely or not nicely you treat people. Those sorts of things that are actually important. Fortunately, I do think this way of thinking, this sort of woke way of thinking is actually pushed by quite a small amount of people. But I am incredibly worried about how socialism, communism and the left have infiltrated education, as put by Giles Udy in a really interesting interview that I watched a couple of days ago. And whether Ted's going to be safe going through that, whether our family, whether he's going to be fine, he'll be brought up with small c conservative values with me and Emily, but then once he goes to school, we're not going to have so much control over kind of what he's subjected to when it comes to things about gender and stuff like that. I want Ted to just think, well, I want to do what's good, and when I do things wrong, because we all do things wrong, I want him to know I've done something wrong and I should try and fix that, or at least learn from it. Well, I've failed in some way, so I've got to learn from it. So yeah, I kind of wonder, where is this country going to be in 10 years' time? Is it actually going to be a safe place for Ted to grow up in? Because I really worry about the fact that it's not going to be. I am pro-immigration for people who are either fleeing a war or who are coming here to actually give something to our society. It seems to be perfectly fine for other countries to say that, but not England, not the UK, sorry. And this is really strange. So why is it that we can't say that? Why is it that we're not allowed to voice that opinion anymore? It's really weird. So I'm kind of worried that in the next 10 years, we're going to see an increase in immigration that will basically make up, I think predictions are saying we're going to have another whole London in population before the end of the next 8 to 10 years. And I think our population in this country already is way too high, and that public services, are suffering because of it. Now, we are told by our lovely mainstream media that everyone who's coming over is basically either a doctor, an engineer, or they're fleeing a war. Now, most of these people are coming from France. The law states that they should stop and claim asylum in the first country of safety. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm not 100% sure, Ronnie, that France is an incredibly dangerous country. In fact, the only thing that myself and the people who are coming over from France in the boats have in common is a desperate want to leave the European Union. But that brings me to a conundrum, because let's say we carry on immigration how we are, which is actually supposed to be 1.2 million people a year coming into this country. The new people, we're actually losing 400,000 roughly, and the people that we're losing at the moment are the people who create wealth, are the people who make this country better, and are incredibly important for the economic revival that we so desperately need, and that we're, I'm afraid, not going to get under this Labour government. So let's say we just carry on how we are for the next 5 to 10 years, and I want to get out of this country. Now, you're probably going to say it's a bit hypocritical of me here, but I would like to go to somewhere quite warm, but not far away from my parents, which is a huge issue, isn't it? Like, when you're thinking about leaving home, are you going to be a long way away from your parents, your family? If anything happens, are you going to be able to get back? Are you going to be able to make friends if you move to a new place? These are huge questions that I genuinely don't know the answer to, and I'm not really sure I'm ever going to know the answer to, because I don't know if we're going to be able to do this or not. But Emily and I would love to leave the UK. We feel like our taxes are just frittered away on projects and also countries abroad. Like, we're still giving loads of money to Ukraine at the moment, which you may or may not agree with, but we are a country that's really struggling. I don't really think we should be giving any money away right now. We should be trying to look after the people who live here, especially elderly people. I mean, their winter fuel allowance has been taken away, but we're still giving loads of money abroad. It just doesn't make sense to me. These people have worked hard most of their lives, paid into the pot, and they're not getting their fair share out of it again. But then again, let's face it, pensions are a Ponzi scheme, and every government is burying their heads in the sand at the moment, because sooner or later, that Ponzi scheme is all going to come crashing down, especially with our birth rates. But anyway, where will I go? Now, south of Spain seems great. The weather's beautiful. It's not far away. I've got a fairly good level of Spanish now. I do Spanish lessons twice a week, and literally every day I'm ingesting Spanish and learning it. I love the culture. I love playing sport. I love being outside. And Emily and I and Ted were away on holiday in December down in the Canary Islands, where I wouldn't move to. But Ted just seemed so much happier being outside all the time. And when we got back to England, we got off the plane at Stansted. It was freezing cold. And it's like, you could see his little face. And then we're back in our kitchen at home. And he's like, why can't I go outside? You could just tell his world got smaller because of it. Even now, in the south of Spain, it's about 18 degrees. You can go out for walks and do loads of lovely things and stuff like that. But that isn't to say that Spain doesn't have the same problems that the UK has. Very high taxes, increasing amounts of immigration. But to look at it, Spain had 47,000 people coming to the country last year, or roughly that. That is increasing exponentially, but it's nowhere near the 1.2 million people that we've been taking in. Honestly, guys, I don't know why you want to come here so much. Is it because of the healthcare or something? Because what's going to happen is you're going to get shoved in a crap hole up north. Okay, you're going to get healthcare and all the rest of it. You probably get your fags bought for you and all the rest. But it is such a depressing place to live, the UK now. People are just downbeat, don't say hello to each other. Those Pathé News videos that you used to see from back in the day, in the 50s and 60s, or even earlier than that, they're a distant memory. This country has gone through a transformation such as the like has never been seen in history before. You've never seen a population shift in what we've seen in the UK over the last 10 years. Is it going to work? I don't think so. But what would you do? Tell me what you'd do. Put yourself in my position. You've got a 9-month-old baby. You can work online if you want. You can come back to the UK every couple of months to make some plumbing videos on your YouTube channel, or make some videos on here. So I've got to multitask here, guys. You know how difficult that is. Yeah, you have a digital nomad visa, go to Spain for 6 months of the year and then come back to England for 6 months, what would you do? Comment below. Welcome back as well. God, what a rant. What a great upbeat start to the channel. I'll be building stuff in the next video, so don't go anywhere. See you soon. Love you.